I'd like Andrew Swan to please go ahead and share your views with us, Andrew.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that warm welcome. First of all, I'd like to convey the regrets of Mr. Marino Bustachin, the General Secretary of the UNPO, and Mr. Nguyen Chopel, the President of the UNPO. Both, unfortunately, can't join us today due to previous commitments, but they've passed through me their best wishes for this conference. I'd like to, in a sense, just perhaps summarize some of my impressions from yesterday's conference, in which we were talking with the international experts that were discussing the environmental situation in Gilgit. From that, I received the impression that there is a few points that maybe we can discuss and develop here, that there is a pressing need to raise awareness of the situation in Gilgit Baltistan. The UNPO works very closely with international institutions such as the European Parliament and the United Nations, and the level of understanding for this region and for its people is regrettably very limited indeed. Beyond raising awareness, I also believe that there is a simply pressing need to deepen understanding. Once people know about the issues in the situation, they have to understand the causes and the repercussions. And as was conceded by a number of the experts yesterday, academically, there's not enough research in this region. That's something that also needs to be promoted and supported, both in supporting new efforts, but then also existing research. And we could say, well, why do we need to do this? It hasn't been done before, why do we need to do it now? Because, again, as we saw yesterday, we are talking about real people facing real threats and challenges. And these are the threats and challenges which are both natural, but also human. And they are similarly both environmental and political. So, there is a need, conceded. Why should we do it now? Well, maybe we can do it now because I believe it's possible. We are now in a position to move forward. We are having a conference today that is building already on an event held yesterday, in which we have assembled together people from all walks of life, academic actors, advocates, legal experts, all unified in a common ideal and purpose. We know that this must be going in the right direction because from yesterday's conference we know that there was a lot of interest, albeit not visible, from the state actors in the region. They were following what we were doing. So that must be a good sign. Somebody is interested, somebody may even be worried about what we are doing and its effectiveness. So I believe we've started something that is building on past actions done by many of the actors around this table today. Now maybe it's a time to reflect on how can we do this? How can we turn this desire and this expertise into something that we can harness? This may be a focus for today's meeting or for something in the future. But I believe we need to start looking at building solid academic networks. Networks that can improve the exchange of information, develop new thinking, exploit different academic expertise to play off one another. Similarly, I think there needs to be a way of using the local contacts that many of the people here have to support international research, putting people into contact, improving the channels of information. And as UNPO has got experience of, I think there is a need to promote the culture of Gilgit Baltistan. Not only to sustain it, but to use it as a vehicle to raise awareness, to raise understanding that goes beyond the environmental issues and the political issues. And I think as this event here is showing, and as the political parties in Gilgit Baltistan are doing themselves, there is a need to keep up the pressure, both internationally and regionally, in a coordinated manner, so that we can use all of our individual efforts here, in the past, in the future, to show that there is a new consensus, a new coalition of effort to ensure that there is a change that the people of Gilgit Baltistan can see. That's what I would reflect on yesterday, and hope that maybe this is something that we can build on today and in the future events. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Andrew. Very important